GTE League, brought to you from the home of Motorsport Silverstone. And you can see it's going to be an interesting qualifying as the rain is coming down. Gaz is first on track. See, some people will be putting on wet setups for now and then. So, Silverstone, a much loved track. Seeing a lot of drivers. It is 5.8 kilometers with 18 turns. And not that much altitude change, it's pretty much flat, unlike Bathurst last week. There is Sean, and I believe what is Tomas or Coleman ahead of him. As he has run out wide. So we'll go to Gaz, as he is going to be first out. Small kind of entry and onto the Wellington straight. Oh, it's flat out, and then we get into Brooklands. And bring it back tight for the exit of Luffield onto the old pit straight. The long right-hander of Woodkit. And then into Cops is a heavy left in the wet. Now we have the most famous section. Maggots. Left, right, then into the left of Beckett's. Then the right of Chapel on the left of Chapel. And flat out onto the hanger straight, the fastest part of the track. Oh, they down here start looking at the braking boards. Pick your braking point for Stowe. It's a very fast corner in the dry. You can see even possibly down to third gear there for Gaz. The tiny corner of Vale. And then into this couple of corners that are won as club. He's going to be first across the line, and he'll set the benchmark for everyone else to follow. And he sets a 158.6. Looks like Adam might be next to set a lap. Where is he going to go relative to his teammate? He's 1.1 off. Look, is Matt going to be next? There is Sean. There's Tomas. There's Coleman. There's Greg. He might be next. He has his teammate behind him. Coleman has disallowed his lap, so he is going to be starting from the back. Greg finishes his lap. Jeff just behind him. The three who have done laps are way behind Gaz. 7.7, 8.9 and 10.8. There is Matt coming through still. See Coleman in the pits. He didn't even bother finishing his lap. And Alex goes 6th, 19 seconds off. Tomas goes 5th, 9 seconds off. Sean, 4th, 8.7 seconds off. Matt, 3rd, 6.8. And it's down to Ben. I've absolutely stormed away with this one. He comes around still. And into club. We'll put the power down. He crosses the line. Where does he go? We didn't actually see. He went 5th, 8.1 seconds off. So, that track must have drastically got worse. So Gaz going out early has absolutely nailed it, because him and Adam, I mean, Gaz's took pole by 1.1 seconds, but then from Adam back to Matt, you're looking at a 5.7 second gap. So the track was really, really bad. Well, I've just been told Gaz and Adam have actually gone on slick tyres for that, so maybe it was dry enough for the slicks. Now, since we have the little break that the drivers will do all of their setups, we can go over how all of the standings look. So, still in the lead is Coleman on 156, Ben is right behind on 150, Gaz on 137, bearing in mind he's had 2 did not starts, Sean in 4th on 120, yet to win a race, Sean. Tomas in 5th on 104, Adrian, Mr. Consistent, is in 6th on 72, Alex is on 54, William's on 52, they both missed the first 3 races, Matt is on 44, Steph is a reserve, I don't believe he is here, Greg on 35, Adam on 32, he's only competed in 2 of the 7 races so far, Philo, who is not here, is on 31, Jason on 28, Jeff on 22, Daniel on 6, and Peter on 3. So what does that do for the team standings? Well, SBR Racing are on 278, just ahead of Darkside, who have 260. Gaz and Adam on 169. They'll hope to convert this 1-2 into a win, as it was a 1-3 last time. William and Alex, brothers and teammates, are on 106 in the Ford GT. Adrian and Philo are on 103, only Adrian representing the team this time. Greg and Jeff on 57. Matthew and Peter on 47, and then Daniel and Jason on 34. So we'll be getting close to the start point. And there we go. We'll get the formation lap, and then they will go around for this 1 hour race. So last race, of course, there was a big disconnect that caused some confusion, but the race results stood from the last completed lap before the disconnect, so Ben took his second. No, Ben was second, I think, then Sean got his 4th back, and a couple of others towards the midfield. but Adam got third and Gaz kept the win of the race. Hopefully this time all goes a little bit smoother. The Project Car servers were playing up a little bit last week, so this one should be okay. As you can see them all snaking through this section. This will be the view down the hangar straight. Of course, come race conditions, these guys will be flying down here far quicker than this. Adam choosing to warm his tyres by weaving, Gaz going for the straight line approach. Yep, Gaz chooses the right, Matt will go to the right, Ben will go to the right, Jeff, Greg and Coleman will all go to the right. Of course Coleman has no one beside him, so he gains no advantage from going to the right. Now they will go when Gaz sets off. And he has gone now. He left it quite late, so a lot of spray into turn 1. Of course these guys will all be fighting to get past, but in incredibly tricky conditions you could also as easily slide in someone. And there's a William and Matt making contact. Looks like William tried to go down the inside of turn 3 as he slides out of farm loop. That was someone. That is Coleman and Greg. And by the fact that Greg has stopped and flashed his lights, I would assume he believes it's his fault. So else have we had? Matt's dropped down to 5th behind Ben. He's got Thomas behind him. So not a great start for Matt. Well, Alex up from 10th, he's now passing Jeff for 8th place. Oh, that was, I think, Sean into the back of Tomas. Now Sean has gone wide onto the AstroTurf. Is that Alex going to be passed? If these cameras were a bit better. He had the outside for Maggot and he's pulled it off. Managed to tuck in time. So what about at the front? Gaz still leads, Adam 3/10 behind. Looks like for now Gaz has that under control. There is Alex now going for the move on Tomas. It's again contact. That's allowed Sean back up the inside. Jeff's probably just sat watching all of this, waiting for something to happen, trying to pick up on it. But that contact with Tomas has allowed Sean back past Alex. It's very wide out of the last corner it goes, Alex. Like Jeff, somewhere, he's gone off in club. Or at Vale, sorry. No, club, yeah. And Coleman now up to 9th due to his spin. There is Tomas, Sean and Alex. That is Alex down the inside of Sean into turn 3. It's going to be hard to do. He'll have the outside for 4. Can he take a straighter line? Doesn't look like it's going to happen. What about in straight line? Tomas is actually pulling away ever so slightly in a straight. You know that forward is very, very quick. There's Coleman driving on a weird side of the track. What have we got here? Ben and William. William making a good start up into 3rd. Ben's also up to 4th. Both of these are up at the expense of Matt, who's in 5th in the Porsche. Further back, still got Sean on the back of Tomas. Where's Alex? Alex is right in the back of Sean. Looks like we have a battle for third and a battle for sixth. Now, what about Ben? What is he able to do about William? He's alongside, he's got the inside. And it looks like this is gonna be a pass into Stowe. William tries to hold it around the outside. Is he gonna be able to do that? Is there gonna be enough grip? He's gonna be alongside into Club. Oh, but Ben, he's now gonna have the inside. William is really not giving this one up. He goes all the way around on the outside. He's managed to keep it just about on the track. That is some absolutely brilliant defending from William. What about Tomas and his attempts to hold Sean off? Alex has dropped back a little bit. Seems like Tomas is safe for just now. But Ben looks like he's having another go at William. Of course, that incredibly fast and straightforward. He's almost taking it rallying. Ben, he shows his nose. He's got it down the inside. Is he going to be able to go? Oh, he's got past before Luffield. So has Ben up to P3. Matt is now on his case. Sean has got past Tomas, presumably down the straight. Now we have Matt on the back of William. Is he going to be able to crawl his way back up to where he started? There's our two leaders, still incredibly close. Jason in our chat is saying that was a brilliant move by Ben, which it was. Sort of put his car in a position where William either gave him room or had a crash, and he managed to get the move done before they even went into Luffield. So how is Coleman's progress doing? He's only 3 seconds behind Alex, so he could drag himself back into the battle for the midfield. You know, that battle with Alex is all the way up to 6th, and then the likes of Ben, William and Matt are not that far ahead, so it's not all over despite his contact with Greg on the first lap in the opening few corners. So, Sean looks like he's going to be catching up to Matt. Wow, the pace of everyone. The two front runners are in the 2-minute 9s. And the fastest behind them is Sean with a 2-minute 11.2. So, the two forwards up front are running away with this as it stands. And if anything, William, rather than being attacked by Matt, looks like he's going to have another go at Ben. Is he going to do what Ben did? No, he just isn't close enough for now. Ben's gone wide though. Ben's able to cut back, stopping that move from William. Oh, and actually, Matt has gone off somewhere. He's down to 8th. So that promotes Sean up to 5th, and then Tomas and Alex both up one into 6th and 7th. So Matt must have spun probably around Brooklyn somewhere. So that's not gone ideal for him. Back with the leaders, they're going down the hangar straight. Both doing 2-minute 9s. So, will Sean be able to close into the back of these two and join the podium battle? Last lap pace would suggest yes. Because, I mean, based on the pace right now, no one is touching Kaz and Adam. They'll build up a huge gap as there's 4 minutes to go until the pit window opens. Ben and William managed to get into the 2-minute 11s that time, but still, they were both a little bit slower than Sean. How is Matt? He's got Coleman about 1.5 behind, and he's closing into Tomas and Alex, who Alex has managed to pass. He's now up to 6th ahead of Tomas. We've seen Coleman doing this a lot. He goes to the left on the straight. Not sure why he does that, but he does. There's Ben through into Cops. We're starting to see a couple of gaps. However, Matt is getting behind Tomas. Could he have a move down the hangar straight? Looks like Tomas has actually got a really good exit out of Chapel. So it doesn't look likely this time. Matt is right on the back of Tomas now, coming out of club. That was 2 seconds quicker than Tomas did last lap, so he does have the pace to get past him. He was 6/10 faster than Alex in front of him. So Matt will be on a mission to climb back. He's had a horrible opening first quarter of the race. Lost a couple of positions in the first lap, spun somewhere and dropped all the way down to 8th. Doesn't look like he has enough straight line speed, so if he does it, it's going to have to be somewhere in the corners. Now we have Ben and William still together, but Sean is closing in. He's about the 2nd mark. See if these guys amount to any sort of battle as William sort of shows his nose into Cops. Right, Sean, when I said he was about a second, that was at Woodcote. We're now at Maggots Beckton Chapel and it's down to half a second. So Sean has done a mega job, somehow through pretty much only Cops. Maybe Ben is just not quick at this point, although he is only a little bit slower than the leaders. Well, a little bit slower than Adam. He's 1.4 seconds off of Gaz. So nothing amounting there. What about Matt and Tomas? Matt has fallen off, whether he's made a mistake again somewhere. Coleman is either just struggling or perhaps maybe has some damage from that incident with Greg, who is now way behind. He's 34 seconds behind Jeff, but I do think he's driving with an injury, so it is quite admirable. Check up with their leaders. Still, they're pretty close. That's all I can really say. Nothing's changing between them. Oh, wow, if you look at the last lap, Sean was so much quicker than these two. There's Alex, he's managed to pull a bit of a gap over Tomas. There is Jeff, who is in sort of around that battle. Around sort of Alex and Tomas and even Sean at the time, but he had a spin somewhere. We saw his spin, it was in club, and has dropped him all the way down to 10th, but he's making a bit of a recovery. He seems to be closing in on those ahead. And there is William, he looks to have gotten a bit wide through the right-hander, but he's got a good enough exit. Again, that Ford is showing enough straight line speed. There is Williams' teammate Alex in the background in 6th. So, it looks like it's a battle between SBR Racing and Foil Racing. Take a look at our leaders just for a little bit. There is Gaz, still with Adam just all over him. We'll have to see what the pit stops can bring. Because at the moment these two are inseparable, so the pits, oh, as there's some lag, the pits might prove pretty crucial. As it's actually getting quite dark, it seems. We'll go on board. Yeah, it's quite overcast and the track's quite dark. Well, the rain has gotten lighter. It is expected to dry. So we'll see the drivers hanging out until the rain clears, until they can switch to the slick tyres. I can't imagine that will be too long, maybe just a couple of laps away. Oh, and there's Adam round. So with them being inseparable, that has separated them. I was going to say earlier when these two are close, it's against Gaz, the immovable object, and Adam, who is a tad instant prone, as we saw him spin it also last week. But this one hasn't lost my place. Still got 10 seconds to bend. So no harm done. He's not hit anything, not got any damage, but that gives Gaz some breathing room. As Ben appears to have actually broken away from these two a little bit. So it looks like he's clear from William. It's just going to be Sean, who's going to be the next immediate threat. What about farther back? Matt is actually... oh, that is Jeff with a little bit of lag. It looks like Greg is retired. Coleman's only 1.2 behind Matt. Matt has actually dropped back from Tomas. And that is Sean way, way wide out of club. Looks like that's Sean going wide again. As you can see, the track is pretty dry again. A lot better than it was. The rain has stopped coming down. Still some spray, a little bit of standing water, but see a little puddle there. In a few laps, it looks like by the time these inners have cleared enough water, we'll be ready to get some slicks on. As I don't think that is just overcast. I think we are actually approaching night time. So that wasn't just the weather. As around the field, in terms of passing people, we have a little bit of a stalemate, it seems. Oh. As Coleman almost sounded like he got hit, but he made a small twitch into Brooklands. He's not having the greatest time of it right now. We might see him revitalised come the pit stops, whether he has damage and get that fixed. We can see him maybe fly on the slicks. As of course the track is getting drier, you see a lot of the midfield moved into the 2-minute 10s. Everyone from 3rd to 7th is in the 2:10s. Gaz is in the 2-minute 8s. See what the lap times for the two leaders are this time. Gaz improves to 2-minute 7. What can Adam do? He's on a 2-minute 8.3. The track definitely a lot drier. Adam, perhaps maybe now that he's lost some slipstream, might have just maybe lost a little bit of pace. What about these guys? A 2-minute 9.3, 2-minute 8.8 for William, 2-minute 8.9 for Sean. Ben the slowest of these three. Alex also did it, 2-minute 8.9 along with Sean. Marginally faster. Tomas, he was in the 2-minute 10, so he did not have a good lap somewhere. Matt in the 2-minute 8s. Coleman in the 2-minute 12s. Whether Coleman made another little mistake we didn't see in that lap, because we saw him get a bit loose in Brooklands. And in fact, me saying that William was more under threat from Sean than he is likely to pass Ben, that might not be so true anymore. As he is now on the back of Ben, it seems to be sort of ebbing and flowing. 1 minute we'll see him on the back of Ben, next we'll see him over a second behind, but now he is definitely right behind. That forward is quick and a straight. If you can stay quick through this next section onto the hangar straight, he definitely has a chance. It's getting quite dark out there now. Dark and wet, so not the greatest conditions for the drivers. Onto the hangar straight. What can William do? He's not closing that quick. Is he going to be able to just throw one down the inside? No. There's Sean taking a rather wide line. As you can see, still some standing water there. You can see how shiny it is through club. Right, this time we've improved Ben a 2-minute 9.6. So these two squabbling and let Sean be a second faster than Ben, the leaders, into the 2-minute 7s. Adam with 2-minute 7.5, Gaz with 2.77. I'm going to see some of the ones towards the back improve. What's Matt doing? He's made something horrific through that lap as a 2.13. Coleman slightly improves to 2.11. You can just see how much he's understeering. Now this looks like a real chance for William on Ben. It's about 2.10s. He's ducking and diving every which way. Nothing came of it though. Looks like these three might have to resolve this fight in the pit lane when the switch comes. Actually, William is... he could even have a go into cops here. Thinks better of it. Probably quite sensible. Could maybe have done that in the wet, but this is actually giving Sean a look. He is right behind. Oh, as William gets a bit loose, is Sean going to be able to go around? He does. Get it done before they even get in towards Chapel. But we've seen that Ford's power. You would think Sean is going to have to do some immediate defending. He's covered the inside. Is William going to be able to go all the way around the outside? He's trying it. Looks like he's just run out of road. Is Sean far enough ahead to pull left? He is not. So William's going to have another go back into club. He's gone deep. Oh, they've made contact, it seems. Sean are around the outside again. They're swapping sides. No, it seems William just holds out in that one. This is letting Ben run away. And it's letting Alex enter the battle. He's just behind. So if that happens, Sean might have an issue, because he is going to have William's teammate behind him. Ben just driving away. Gaz with a 2:06. Gaz is clearly finding no issue with these conditions. See, the track's still a bit shiny. In fact, there is Sean. Where is that? That is Brooklands. That's Tomas. As he executes a nice little through, don't move yet, executes a nice little 360. So all of Sean's hard work to try and pass William has come to nothing and resulted in a spin, which was quickly followed by Tomas's spin. So that promotes Alex up into 5th. So it is a 4-5 for Foil Ford Racing, a 3-6 for SBR Racing. As I said, it seems to be a battle between those teams. Gaz improves again to 2:06.7. Now, is Alex able to pass William? He has closed right in. And who is going to be the first to brave the pit stops? You can still see some spray. Is there going to be team orders? Are they going to say you can go after Ben? At the moment it doesn't look like it, so it looks like it's going to be a fair fight between these two. As all you can see of the cars pretty much is the lights. There is Ben. Despite all that squabbling, he's not that far behind. There is Sean after his spin. You think he is relatively lucky. He's not lost that much time. Back with Adam, he has just gone through the section that he spun earlier on. What about Gaz? Is he gonna stop? No, not time for a stop yet. So we'll stick with William and Alex as they seem the closest on track. Alex has actually had a great exit out of the chapel section. But it's not close enough to have a go at William, although it seems they are closing on Ben while all of this is happening. So maybe that's why they're not perhaps letting each other through. There's Ben at 1.4. A 2:07.6 for William. That's 1.4 quicker than Ben. So after they're squabbling with Sean, this man Ben, he is not safe in his Ferrari. As we have Coleman in the pits, he is first to blink. So, I'm sure people will keep an eye on what he is doing. There is Ben with the two foil Fords behind him. As it looks like Ben has no grip. As that is William all over the grass on the inside of Brooklands. I think that was orchestrated to let Alex go. Now Ben has a new challenge. He has Alex to try and deal with. What can he try and do in Ben? He's closed about 4/10 just through cops. There's race leader Gaz. He's coming around for his 16th lap. And look at the overspeed that Alex has on Ben. I don't think Ben is even fighting this one. He's just stuck to the left. And what William couldn't do, Alex has done. He's got past Ben. And is up into the podium positions. And it seems maybe even William is now struggling with pace as he comes into the pits. He's the first of the sort of front runners of this race to try it. We're on board with Coleman. Let's see what he's like. Sean also comes in. We'll see. It doesn't look like Coleman has that bad a level of grip. So it might just be time for some stops. Of course, oh, in fact, they have to come in. There's only a couple of minutes left of the pit window. So we'll see some people either pit at the end of this or next lap. Wasn't even thinking of the pit window, of course, this is about time to do it. Gaz didn't improve on that last lap. That is maybe due to his enters or wets or whatever he was on just not living. I presume he was on enters. Sean is just out of the pits. There is William. Or is he? How far is he behind? 8.6, so it looks like Sean has lost out a little bit. But actually, Ben and Alex are fighting, and there's Ben sideways through cops. Looks like he got a touch. He's not happy with that one. We didn't even see that. We came on board right as they made contact. So Ben clearly displeased, and that is race leader Gaz in. He is first to blink. What about Adam? He is in. So Ben was clearly not best happy at contact with Alex in cops. We didn't see where Ben got past, but see, what'll they do? Are they going to pit? And they both came to pit, but they were side by side, so Alex had to slightly bail out of it. They are both in. What about Matt? He is in. And you think everyone who hasn't been in, so Tomas, Jeff, and well, that's just it. The three at the bottom have also pitted. So yeah, Tomas is in. He's managed to pit in the pit window this time. And you would think Jeff will also be in, because he will not have time to go around again. He is in, so everyone this week has pitted in the pit window. Gaz and Adam have come out about the same point, about 5-ish seconds. So I'll have a look in the pit lane. Here is Alex, and he is ahead of Ben. But now the question is, where is William? He's fighting with Sean. So I'm not sure what's happened there. They have lost a lot of time. There is Matt. So he is now in this. And Sean's actually pushing William around that fourth corner. That is Alex and Ben in the wall. There's Matt. So what on earth has happened down that straight? Is it not dry enough? All the others have managed fine. We just had 3 cars randomly crash down that Wellington straight. I'm not sure to the extent of damage that Ben and Alex will have suffered, but Matt, well, you can see he's had quite a lot of damage. So Coleman will be the first man of interest as to his lap time. He did a 2:11.3. It's like he is going to pass teammate Tomas. As you can see, they're still driving through a bunch of spray through Woodkit. And Coleman manages to make the pass on his teammate. I'm sure Tomas wouldn't have fought him too hard. So how far away is Matt? He is 6 seconds, so that is not out of the question. We have this entire gaggle together. When I said the foil Fords and the SBR racing cars would come together, well, they have. They're all 4 in a line. Ben is back in the pit, so he has sustained too much damage. He feels the need to pit, but Alex does not. I'm sure we'll probably see Matt in. He is also in. So, despite a spin and everything, Sean is up to 3rd. Looks like Alex is going to go around the outside of William at turn 2. Yeah, he does. That was a nice move. So, here is Sean in P3. You can see how wet it is off track. Ah, yes. As Jason just said, it's the puddles on the straight. You can see how wet that straight still is. No wonder they were all crashing. We even heard Sean get out of the throttle. So yeah. Oh, as he went through a puddle on the inside of Brooklands, nearly lost it. It looks like Alex might have lost it, because he's now way behind. There is Ben. There is Coleman. So of course, Coleman was the first to pit, so he will have the most experience on these dry tyres. He is up to P7 as it stands. So you're starting to get sunrise. And it seems like everyone was sort of forced into a stop just a couple of laps before they would have ideally wanted to. And there's Gaz, straight away, 2-minute 1. So he is absolutely on it, come sun, rain or snow. Throw him in whatever, he is fine with it just now. There is Ben fighting away with Coleman. It would seem that Coleman's a little happier in the dry. His last lap still wasn't great at 2 minutes 6. Although it looks like he is going to go and have a go on Ben into Stowe. Apparently, turn 1 and turn 3 are... Oh, as Ben is back in. So, what looked like it was going to be a good race for him. We'll watch with Coleman, see what the drivers see in turn 1 and 3. Yeah, it's pretty bright. The shine of the wet parts of track. Makes it a bit worse. Yeah, the sun is definitely in the driver's eyes through those corners. So there's the likes of William and Alex. as Ben is finally trundling down the pit lane. He will be all the way down in 9th, maybe even 10th, but he should be 9th. Oh, and that is Alex round. Again, before he even got to Brooklyn, so it seems he is another victim of that wet straight. And that has promoted Coleman up to 5th. He seems to be the one out of this whole midfield bunch who are having the least issues. Of course, he had his spin on lap 1 in the wet and it just wasn't that quick. But come the dry, he's been consistent and he's picked up places for it while everyone else has been spinning. There is Ben round again. And that will drop him down into 10th place. So what looked like it could have been a podium for Ben has turned into, well, a nightmare. As it seems like he's going to get past Jeff straight away. And now the people who started 3rd and 5th find themselves battling for 8th position. So there's Gaz up the front, a 2 minute 2.3. Adam is now 10 seconds behind, so whether he's had another incident somewhere. As you can see, William with a 2 minute 5.6, Coleman with a 2 minute 3.3. So Coleman is definitely faring a lot better than he was in the wet. As you can see, William ducking every which way to try and just keep the car straight. And obviously it is slightly damp just as they turn into Brooklyn, so that's probably how we saw people like Ben round. And Matt with a 2 minute 2.7, you can see he actually has alright pace. But he finds himself down in 8th due to, crashing in the dry, and then he had a spin in the wet, so all is going well. Sean looks like he's pretty set in 3rd, he's in a 2 minute 1.1, he's one of the fastest out there. Oh, was that Jeff? Oh, Jeff's nearly off. That is Ben off. He doesn't spin this time. That is Gaz coming up to lap them. You'll have Jeff to lap first. What about William? Is he going to improve from his 5.6? 2 minute 2.7, so he has stepped it up. Can Coleman respond to that? He does a 2 minute 1.7, so yes, he does. You see how treacherous it is. We'll go on board with William, see just how bad it is still. Yeah, you can see it's just not trying. They're getting out of the throttle on a straight. And you see they're... Oh, it has claimed William. And that has done a lot of damage to the front right of that Ford GT. Is he going to try and continue? Or is that too much and he needs to pit? So I just said we'll go on board with William to see, and we can just see how bad it was. He's going left and right to find any of the slightly dry parts. And that is going to be a gift for Coleman, because even if William doesn't pit, he's surely going to have too much damage to set a reasonable pace. Is the car crabbing at all? It looks like it might be ever so slightly to the right. Matt and Ben still in 8th and 9th. As Gaz got past Jeff. Oh, well. If he hadn't, that would have helped him. Where on earth is Jeff? He's found himself in the old Abbey loop. He's found himself where Abbey and Bridge used to be. There is Adam going past him now. How does William Peters, are you going to continue with the damage? He's going to continue. Now, Coleman will surely close in and go for the kill very shortly. As I said, Coleman is Mr. Comeback, and despite everything going absolutely horrifically wrong in the wet, having a crash, just being generally quite slow, come the dry, he looks like he's going to be set for a 4th place. If IGT can just not crash. Which William does again. Well, he managed to hold it this time. But Jeff has a penalty. What does he have? He has a 1-second time penalty. I'm sure that's not going to do much to his end result. He's 20 seconds behind Ben, who's now on the back of Matt. Now onto this straight, which has claimed so many people, including these two, which is why they're back here. You see Ben is pretty much terrified of that back straight. As he nearly goes off into Brooklands, Matt's gone off into Luffield. Of course, the drivers had to pit, and now they don't have any enters to clear this water. Of course, there's that water there into the entrance of Woodcote, some in the middle and exit of it. See, they're still kicking up spray. As Ben's round again, he's managed to hold that in Cops somehow. We've seen him sideways through at Cops a couple of times this race, one courtesy of Alex. I thought William got past Coleman there. There seems to be a little sort of almost timing glitch in that final corner. Oh, now it's Ben's favourite part of the track again. Oh no, this is the hangar straight. I thought he'd got around a bit quick. On to the hangar straight. That is Gaz coming up to lap him, so I'm sure Ben's not going to be happy. What looked like a good race is now going to be resulting in him lapped. So Matt didn't have a good entrance into club there. There's William, is actually hanging on okay to Coleman, and he gets a bit sideways through Brooklands. There's Ben into turn 3, right behind Matt now. Flash of the lights, that might be a let me through. Now this is going to be Battle of the Bravery. There is Sean, still in 3rd. Gaz and Adam have broken the 2-minute barrier. They're both in the 1:59s. I'm sure it'll be a case of bring it home for these two. Sean holding his end for the SBR racing team as Ben finds himself down in 9th. It's also an okay haul of points for the Foyle Forge team. I'm sure Reflective 5th and 6th won't be great, but it's an okay haul of points for them. Oh, and in fact, these guys are now in a 4-car battle, and that is Tomas around in Stowe. As Gaz will be thinking, get out of the way. Well, it's almost like Tomas didn't see him for a second, but he then realised. So Alex had a 2:10 last lap, so he's gone wrong somewhere in that last lap. Now finds himself in the battle for, well, 6th, 7th and 8th place. So I said, oh, that is Matt around into turn 3. Gaz is probably thinking, don't pull out in front, that could have been very dangerous. There's Adam in the background. But Gaz, how far is he behind? See how Gaz deals with it? He almost shifts up into a very high gear. And that is Alex being caught out by it again. And now I have Gaz right behind. Just these guys' battles is getting broken up by Gaz coming through. Alex, well, no, he's not letting Gaz through into Cops. What about out of it? Gaz flashing the lights. Oh, did they touch there, or? Alex finally gets out of the way of Gaz. Gaz showing his displeasure, weaving about, flashing the lights. Then is Ben, who will be next for Gaz. If you think Ben would have a decent pace now that he's clear. He's brought himself back up to 6th, so it's looking like a better points haul. That little glitch at the entrance to club is catching me out. I keep thinking people are passing each other. You can see how much Gaz lost that lap, a 2-minute 2.2. That's like probably three and a bit seconds off what he would normally be doing, so he's lost a fair bit lapping people there. So we see Tomas just absolutely flying past Alex there, and I guess Alex is really cautious through there due to what has happened. I think even Matt's going to get him, he does. So Alex is down to 9th. What was looking like an alright day for the foil forwards has turned into not so good. I have William up in 5th, but they were both battling for the podium at one point, so I'm sure neither of them will be very happy with this result. Where is Ben? Where is Gaz? Gaz is a couple of seconds behind, so Ben is okay for now. Tomas and Matt find themselves just a few tenths apart. There is Gaz. There is Adam in the background. I think he's going to lap these lot in a couple of laps. Tomas is off at Chapel. Again, another pretty executed flick spin. See, Jeff's penalty is still at a second. Well, that sort of battle down the lower end of the field seems to have been resolved. Ben's done a 2-minute 0.9. Now Gaz is in clean air. He's gone 3 seconds quicker than he was last lap. Adams found himself in the 158s. Finds himself with Alex lap. Flash of the lights. He gets really close on braking. It's turn 3. Of course, Gaz had issues with Alex. Alex will be very slow out of Woodkit. Not Woodkit. Forgotten the corner's name now. But Adam will go around the outside. That kink entry has just come to me again. Right, there's Adam past Alex. I thought they were going to collide for a second there. Looked like Alex was going wide. There's Sean in third. He's just crossing the line. As Gaz is in cops. He's past Ben now. So it looks like a lot is going to be pretty status quo. And depending on the time, we're either going to get 1 or 2 more laps left. We'll stick with Gaz, see how long we're going to get left. As it seems the lap times here are about the 2-minute mark. I think we should get 1 after this. I'm sure if Gaz has to finish on 0 seconds, he could always back off 1 or 2 seconds. .2 point 2, that could have been through lapping Ben. There is William soldiering on in his Ford, finds himself 10 seconds adrift of Coleman. Of course, he and his teammate Alex both fell foul of the Wellington Straight Water. There's Coleman, looks pretty locked into 4th. Seems a lot of these drivers are locked into the positions. This is one that could change for 6th place. Because these two were both victims of it earlier, and it seems like they still haven't quite got to grips with it. So Matt nearly loses it in a Luffield. There's Adam in the background. He might lap these two if there's enough time. Well, here is Gaz coming through Maggots, Beckett and Chapel. See Ben and Matt bound. That was the battle for 6th. A small mistake from Matt might have ended that one. Is this going to be the last lap, or is there going to be 1 more? Gaz breaks, and that is the last one. He wins. Ben comes across in 6th. Matt comes along in 7th. Adam comes across in 2nd. Tomas will come across for his 8th place. Alex, after at one point being in the podium positions, finds himself in 9th. Jeff is there for 10th. He will be next to cross the line. As well, with his 1 second penalty. We saw him off near the bridge corner at one point, so he had a major spin down that Wellington Straight, as did many people. He comes into club. He will take 10th place after initially being in the fight for about 6th or 7th. With the accidents that happened to others, who knows where he could have finished. Next up will be Sean. He will take his 3rd. That's a lot of damage to the front end. Whether that was sustained, I think that was sustained pretty recently, because Coleman has gone from 20 to 10 seconds behind. So it seems Sean has had an accident somewhere in the closing laps. So he will take 3rd. Coleman will recover what looked like a horrific day to a 4th place, which I'm sure he will be happy about. He's flashing the lights, so it looks like he is certainly very happy with 4th. He seemed quite downbeat about his chances today, but I'm sure he is one of the most delighted out there. And then William in 5th. Not a terrible result, but he, like his teammate, was in the podium fight for a while. And that is everyone across the line. So your final results is Gaz wins by 9.2 seconds, and then an utter domination. The next car is 1 minute 16 behind, then a minute 28, a minute 39, and then everyone from 6th down was lapped. Oops, didn't mean to click that. Everyone, bar the top 5, were lapped. Fastest lap was Adam with a 58.7. Only other driver in the 1 minute from him was Gaz and Ben. Sean was very close, only a 10th off, as was Matt, but that is your final result. We hope you enjoyed that one. It was a pretty crazy race, and we hope you join us next week for round 9.